a quick overview because I know everybody. I apologize for that. Basically, Ovahi, they're specialists in loyalty. That's what you're seeing right now, Club Ovahi, making sense of loyalty for small retail businesses. Why loyalty? So Ahmed actually went through all these stats. So basically, in general, looking at all these stats, loyalty equals more profitability, more money for the business. So great stats like those. And then just talking about loyalty versus daily deals. So daily deals focus on going after the coupon hunters versus loyalty about repeat customers, about really building that base, brand loyalty, and word of mouth with the people that you want to build it with. And then I think we got now to where Mohammed was.
Exactly. Thank you. And sorry everyone about that technical difficulty there, but we don't have much time left here, so it'll be short and sweet. So how to make loyalty amazing? We know that loyalty definitely trumps the daily deal concept for small retailers. There's a lot of benefits that can come out of loyalty. So what's happening in the market now? Let's look at three facts here. Canadians are spending almost 2 hours a day on their smartphones. The average person also is now exposed up to 5,000 advertising messages every single day. So we can tell that there is a little bit of an attention span issue here going on, and it's more difficult, especially for the small retailer, to grab that attention and to build that brand loyalty with their consumers or with consumers in general. The third fact that we have is that 2/3 of people under the age of 45 are always addressable. This is Forrester's finding. So what does always addressable mean? Always addressable means that they can be reached via a variety of digital channels, PCs, mobile, tablets, pretty much all the time. They're always addressable somehow. They can get their emails, they can get text messages with a multitude of devices here. So companies are taking advantage of this, and that's really changing how loyalty programs and how loyalty is being delivered. So we have some screenshots here for you. You can see from the far left Starbucks, the Starbucks mobile loyalty application. Starbucks has been very, very successful in launching its application here. It went through like almost 14 million transactions last year alone. And it's really growing in both the United States and Canada. Probably some of you even use it on a daily basis. And it's a great way to communicate with customers. They can pay through it. You can collect stars and get freebies once in a while as well. Shopkick, as you can see, this is a Target application. Target is coming to Canada very soon. I'm not sure if they're going to bring Shopkick with them, but Shopkick has been very successful in the U.S., where actually Target awards customers for walking in. So as soon as you walk in, Shopkick gives you kickbacks, as you can see. And the more you accumulate, the more you walk into the store, the more you will be rewarded with things and freebies and discounts. And of course, this is a great example of marrying the in-store experience with the digital experience. And Target has been known actually to be one of the best out there that analyze data about their customers, and they were able to monetize it in a variety of different ways. A very good example also is Sephora. Sephora is one of the leaders in loyalty, and they transitioned into mobile loyalty in a very, very smart way. One thing that they excel at mobile is context-based messages. So they send messages specifically to their loyal customer based on a variety of criteria like their demographics, location, events, anniversaries. So they took loyalty to the next level where they could actually personalize that relationship between them and the customers, which of course pays off very nicely. Love Pink, this is a Victoria's Secret initiative that was recently launched, where they also transitioned the loyalty program to tablets and mobile. So as you can see, leaders in retail are moving there. The facts have forced them to do that. People are on their phones. People are digital. Attention spans are low. So companies are taking advantage of that and reacting to it in a variety of ways. Now, what does this mean to the small business? The small business, of course, has a very good chance to compete or to actually use and tap into mobile loyalty, which we hope that it will level the playing field. Just by the nature of the technology, mobile and all the recent developments in hosting and cloud services and advanced data analytics, it's becoming very affordable for small businesses to adopt mobile loyalty platforms. And there is plenty of companies like Ovahi that offer small businesses these solutions. And just quickly, let's run down on why would a small business go through that. Like it does make it rewarding for customers to discover businesses. So just also by the nature of having a mobile device that is live linked to the internet, there is a way for people to discover your business. It provides a community and a network effect. So being on a platform along with other small retailers in the neighborhood or in the city actually provides a very strong network effect where you can share customers, where there could be some opportunities to attract customers who are visiting your neighbor, for example, and getting your business discovered and the foot traffic increased, of course. These systems are usually affordable and are usually come with a monthly subscription with no long-term commitments, which is very good for a small business. We understand that margins are low. We understand that sometimes the economy could be tough. So these mobile loyalty platforms definitely could fit many budgets out there. The data is secure. The data is not housed in the store, so no need to worry about hardware, no need to worry about complexities of installing it. And also, there's no need to even integrate it or connect it to the point of sale. So very low complexity, easy to train the staff on, easy to install. Some of these programs could be really set up in a day or less. At the end of the day, they do encourage repeat customer visits, and they do have advantages over the plastic card or the paper punch card. Just because, it's a telephone, it's a smartphone, it's live, and there is a two-way communication stream going on, unlike the plastic or physical cards. Loyalty processes don't disrupt the in-store dynamics. This is very important. Like when we're talking about coffee shops, when we're talking about restaurants, there is always a queue. And the last thing you want is a fancy mobile loyalty solution which slows down the business. And that's something that a lot of companies are trying to address, where it's seamless and it's a quick in and out, and basically awarding and redeeming rewards is not a painful process, and it doesn't really affect the actual business. So I think we covered a lot of the last point is very important also is the customer data. Now data is the gold mine here. Tapping into mobile allows the business to collect a stream of new data that it didn't have before. Information about customers, demographics, visit habits, frequency of visits, what they buy, for example, if it's integrated correctly. And all of that is something that a lot of businesses, retailers don't just have today. A lot of their customers are anonymous to them. Even if they use credit cards, they don't get that credit card information. It goes to the bank. So mobile loyalty offers a new way to collect data. And of course, a lot of these companies offer advanced reporting to make sense out of that data, and also help the business, the small business, on capitalizing on it. Now, Carla, before going to the next slide, let me just do a quick preparation here. There is a video that I hope it will work on the next slide, and what we want to demonstrate here is the Club Ovahi application, just to show you how it actually could work in a coffee shop situation, and how a mobile loyalty program works from a customer experience specifically. And we hope that you take away from it that it's an easy thing, and that the customer experience is a pretty good one, because again, we're on our smartphones a lot, and that's something that capitalizes on it. So let's go to that slide and see if the video runs. Carla, I don't think it's running on your machine, I guess, yeah?
No, it doesn't seem to be.
Okay. What we can do is we can send a link to the video later on.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Is that okay? Okay. So sorry about that, everyone. Now jumping on to the case study. Just to let you know, this is an actual chain in Toronto. It's called Red Rocket Coffee. And they've been using Club Ovahi since last June, actually, so more than 6 months now. And they have a very simple deal or loyalty program, which is buy 5 beverages, get a free cookie. So it's kind of, if you want to think about it, it could be like a paper punch or stamp card, but on the mobile phone. And you can see the visuals, how things appear there. So they've been running this program, and you know, we've been analyzing how it's been doing, and so just wanted to share that with you. Almost 30% of the repeat customer base is actively participating in the mobile loyalty program. This is a very good number, given that the program has been passively promoted. So they have 3 locations. 2 of them are very, very active locations, so most of the customers are in those 2 locations, and it's probably a factor of demographics and a factor of who uses the phone most. And 30% is the number that we arrived at.
So sorry, I'd like to interrupt because I really liked what you were going at there, is that you said that it was shocking that they had such a good number. So I have 2 questions that come out of that. Number 1, what's a normal number for a customer loyalty program like this?
Yes, so mobile hasn't been analyzed properly, so we only can compare it to traditional programs. So traditional programs which are promoted very heavily, they get, you know, a decent number, so almost, you know, 40 that we can't miss is that almost 50% of traditional loyalty program participants are not active on it because, you know, you sign up once and then you rarely use the card, or you forget about it, or you misplace it and you never bother to replace it again. So, so the actual number of active is drops to maybe 20% or less.
Okay, that's great. And then my other question is, what you also said is that was really shocking that they did so well considering it was passive. So what would be considered a good launch to a customer loyalty program?
So if this has been more actively, let's say, or aggressively promoted, it depends on the business and how you want to, you know, promote it to your customers. We could see numbers that could go much higher than that. So let's look at smartphone penetration rates in Canada. They're approaching even more than 50% now, and these numbers, I mean, these are the people who actually could use a loyalty program on their mobile phones, right? So theoretically, this number could go up to 50% if every single customer with a smartphone who likes that coffee shop participates. But we know in reality that it will never get up to that. So we could see something up to 40%, which is a very healthy number, of course.
Okay, and my last question on this case study, I'm sorry, it's just intriguing to me. My last question is, how did they come up with the 5 beverages, get a free cookie? Is that a best practice for a loyalty program, or is there like a rule of thumb that you'd recommend for someone making something like this?
You know what? It's a lot of it is trial and error, and just it depends again on the business and the nature of it. So a coffee shop is a high frequency business, so a lot of their customers end up buying a cup of coffee once a day, perhaps. They work in the area or they live in the same building, so so they wanted to do something to reward them with a gift, perhaps on a weekly basis if they end up coming every week. So that's where the 5 came from. So they like, you know, from a philosophy perspective, they wanted to give their best customer a gift every week. That's how Red Rocket Management thought. Now, best practices could vary for different businesses. So there's slower businesses or higher ticket item businesses where you want to do a different kind of loyalty program. So for example, if you're a salon, your customers might show up or come maybe once every month, once every couple of months. Then you want to have a little bit of a different deal, which could be even less, right? Like maybe for every 3 visits, give them something. And really, the 5 doesn't really matter on its own, as long as it, you know, the gift makes sense as well from a financial perspective. So they, you know, calculating the cost of the cookie or the reward, compared to what you're asking the customer to buy. But that's something that you have to be very aware of so that you know what you're giving out.
That's interesting because every customer loyalty card I see at a salon always says, like, cut your hair 10 times and you get one free or something like that. But
yeah.
I guess because I'm waiting so long for the reward, I'm not actually incented by it, so it's actually a useless loyalty program. It's actually thinking about the velocity and the frequency and how often you want to reward them. I like that. That's good.
Yeah, exactly. And we try to tell our customers never go above 10. 10 is a big number unless you're very high frequency. Going, with a nice 7, starting with 7 and see if that makes sense, and then going up or down makes sense as a starting point. Okay. The other number that we want to highlight is 86%, which indicates 86% of rewards are being claimed within 30 days of first visit. So this tells us a couple of things. It first tells us that people that participate in the program are definitely repeat customers, and definitely they come enough times in a month to claim their rewards, which gives us an indication of how often they come, of course. And it tells us that the program is working. 86% claimed rewards within a month. It's something that is a healthy barometer to tell us that this program is actually attractive to customers. If that number was much less, then we would have to revise the program itself, how it's being promoted, our customers understanding it, etc. So this is a very important figure to look at in conjunction, of course, with the rest of the metrics here. Interesting things to point out is that we mentioned data before, so data is important here, and look at what Red Rocket collected. So now I want to point you out to the customer profile section. So this is a sample of the data that was collected through this program. So we know that 65% of the scans or the activity in the system happened between 7 a.m. and 11 a.m. This is not surprising. It's a coffee shop. A lot of people go in the morning, but this is telling us a lot of their loyal customers are going in the morning as well. So they could do something about this, right? Like they could do something where they know that most of their loyal customers come at a certain hour, and maybe they can have a certain event or add extra staff or make the experience different. So this could be treated as actionable data where it could actually help management change things on the floor. The other thing is gender here. So we have a good amount of demographic data to tell, 57% of females or the program participants were female, so and the rest are male, and we know also the average age here. So which means that we know the birthdays as well. So which means that Red Rocket is able to give out birthday gifts and send nice messages to their folks, and even do some targeted messaging as well based on demographics, location, and time of day as well. So a lot of value is unlocked from all of this. As you can see at the bottom, we kind of mentioned a few things. I mean, not only a loyalty program increases the foot traffic and the repeat customer business, which on its own is excellent for a business and you increase your sales, but also the data could enable very smart and effective marketing. Just knowing your customers, knowing their habits, knowing who they are, ranking them even, who's my most loyal customers, and encouraging them to get you referrals, for example, or somehow transforming them into brand ambassadors. This is all enabled by the data that we have. Knowledge is power again, and if you look at Red Rocket without a loyalty program, then they wouldn't have this at all, and they would have to just rely on just scattered data or their staff telling them some stuff. So, of course, this is always important. You need the human element, but also having a stream of information that makes sense and reporting that helps you execute your business is something that any loyalty program should do, and if it doesn't, then it's missing a big piece here. Any questions, Carla, here?
No, that was wonderful.
Perfect. So I think we were within the time. We wish we managed to look at the